All right. We are going to experiment a little bit today with Ganbreeder. And Ganbreeder is AI, artificial intelligence type thing that generates new images based on images. And the study is, as it's StudyMonday, is the study is we're gonna use it to generate an idea, and based on that idea we're gonna generate an image. We're gonna paint on top of it. Hey Zelin, Rockland Studios, how's it going? So that's the idea of StudyMonday today. So for those who want to participate, apostrophe ref, and you'll get the website Ganbreeder. Hey Dame Deviant, but I will also show you while we do this. And I was thinking the timer I'm gonna use maybe 5 minutes to look and experiment with the results, and then we're gonna start painting on top of it. So we're gonna use, the study is gonna be about imagination, right? It's a good little experiment. Hey Zutin, how's it going? Dame Deviant, what up? So the website works like this, right? You click create up there, select a new gene, and you can choose a category first, right? Let's go plants and fungus, and you get a selection of photos of things that isn't really something, but it is something, right? So let's say, oh, I like this one, and then you can choose a random gene and you get a random picture, or you can select a new gene. So I'm going to select a new gene. Maybe we do larger object. So keep in mind I chose that big red thing. This is all sorts of weird things. I don't think this was a good idea. Let's go medium objects. So like I said, we're going to spend maybe 5 minutes on this, and we're going to try to come up with something cool. Oh, that's freaky. Also not that good. Anything good. I don't think it really matters. But let's go underwater creature. Maybe this one. All right, and then when you have two options, you create seeds. All right, so that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. That's fascinating. And you can choose to generate more. Why are you not functioning? And you can also right click, and or you can open it in a new window. I have it on my middle mouse button. I click one, and you can get derivatives, and then you can also crossbreed. And a cool thing, I kind of like this one. So I'm going to open a new one, and what you can do is you can make children that's further away from the reference or more similar to the reference. So you can get subtle variations or larger variations. Hey, Captain Bose. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. You know, you can make some crazy ass things out of two seemingly random objects, right? And then you can crossbreed. You can have your own Ganbreeder URL of your well, like your selections of what's interesting. So you can go in and edit quite significantly. But yeah, there's some, you know, by just clicking a little bit, we're getting some cool results. So what I think I will do is I just need to switch the screen off because I don't know what's going to display when I click save. Sorry. Oh no. Okay. If you have an account, apparently you can you can click high resolution. You have 50, and you get it saved in your account. But what I just did was right-click view image, and you get that one because now it's on a 25 minutes mark. So we're going to use this one, and we're going to create something based on that random. What was it? Like a rosebud and a seashell of sorts. Hey, Glitchy Punk. Hey, Voodoo Breakfast, how's it going? Sayart, what up? So that's Ganbreeder. You can create all sorts of really weird things. You can create environments. You can create anything. So this week's Study Monday is imagination, right? So you type 'ref to get Ganbreeder URL. Again, I'll run it through it. So you'll be on this page. You can pick a random thing that someone has already created or that the AI had created, or you take create, and then you select a gene. You pick a gene. You select a new gene. Let's say landscape, fish and landscape. Create something, and you get stuff like this. And you find something that you find interesting. You can crossbreed. You can change up. You can make children out of them, variations out of them. But I mean, you can get something really fast, something really interesting that sparks your imagination, and you go, "Oh, this could be that. Oh, this could be that." So then this week you take the image and you create something out of it. So this is the one I created this morning out of a seashell and a rosebud. So let's see what we can come up with. I kind of like the background. So this week's study is imagination, right? We're going to use AI generated images based on photos, and we're going to create something. You're going to create something that sparks your imagination and something you see in this AI generated randomness. Because what's so fascinating about the human mind is that the human mind is geared towards pattern recognition. So we automatically see something that isn't anything, but we see something there because I mean I saw a bug. Everyone in the chat more or less said, "Oh, that looks like a bug of sorts," but it isn't anything at all, right? It doesn't exist, this thing, right? But our brains go, "Oh, bug." So that's the study of this week, Study Monday, is use the power of your mind, Luke, and create a random seed or pick a random pick that you get from the URL and start creating something. You paint over on top of the the automatically generated image, and you paint something out of what you see. This is the week study. It is. We're looking at Ganbreeder. Pro 42. Yeah, it's a really good one. It's fun. Hey Miguel, how's it going? Fish is my dish. What up? And Sue the Hero, how's it going? How's it going? Rock Night Studios. OMG. Everyone is here. I'm a happy camper. Yeah, so that's this week. Go to Ganbreeder, type 'ref to get the URL, go create some randomly generated thing that looks cool, and then paint on top of it and see what you get out of it. And if you don't know how to get a good result, I went through it at the beginning of the stream. So after the stream, you can just rewatch it if you're confused of how it works. But for now, I'm painting on top for this. I wonder. I don't want to kind of replicate the background or like lean too much on the background. I feel like I should change it up a bit, simplify it slightly, make it a little bit more presentable. But what I find so fascinating is these AI generated images that our brain just laps up, like, oh yeah, that could be this, that could be this, that could be that, and yet none of it that the AI generates is something that exists. But our brain instantly fills in the gaps. I find that so fascinating, how the human brain acts in such a way. And that's truly the power of the human mind. Captain Boss. But like I showed you, like it takes 5 minutes maybe, and you get you can get a really cool image, and then you see something that's interesting and you start doing it. What's cool with Ganbreeder as well is depending on what you pick, you can pick machinery and you can get a spaceship instantly, or you can get I mean, I chose 2 organic subjects, like a deep sea creature, deep sea animal, and a rosebud, and it generated something between the two. But you could go airplane and train, and you get something completely different. Hey Lou Rib, how's it going? I think that's like I said again. I feel like I'm repeating myself again, but that's a really cool thing about our brains, that we can see these things kind of manifest themselves into reality without us even realizing. You know, that's just the strength of our brain to recognize a pattern. I guess it's from the monkey days where we needed to see something hiding in the forest. Like, is that a panther or just a tree trunk? Is it something I can eat? Or do I need to run away from it? Really fascinating how the AI generates something, and you're starting to see like functionality, behavior, design is something that's absolutely 100% random, slapped together. I mean, I could have picked any of those, and the result would have been different, because the approach would be different. I would see something new in all of them, and one of the ideas I had about why we should do this is it was based on the interview I did or I was on the podcast of Dharma, and someone asked about imagination and always, not being scared of coming up with a new idea, or how can you practice being imaginative. And this is a solid way of practicing being imaginative. How else can it be anything else but a practice in imagination? You randomly pick something that you yourself is attracted to, that's randomly generated, and you go, oh, this could be that. What if I would paint this and this and this on top? I could change it completely, and that's instant imagination, but help. Soothe the hue. It is, isn't it? So, Lou Rib, and those who just joined, today's week is Ganbreeder. Ganbreeder is randomly generated thing. So let's say we go food, whatever that is, select a new gene, and you go structure. And let's say we pick that. And then, so we have got these two. We're going to make AI generated babies. And the AI generated these images. So if it's none of them are interesting, you should be able to do more, but I don't know why. But let's say, oh, you like that one. Like that could be a building or something. And here you see children, and you can adjust the slider and make new children. Then they will be further away from each other, this combination, or similar, you get very tight fitting, but close to the parent. Or you can completely generate something new, and you can go choose that one. And what you can also do is you can crossbreed by your favorite selections, and so on. Or you can, pick anything that's randomly generated, and you can just keep exploring to see what comes out. And none of these are actually things that exist, but our mind sees something. So it's randomly AI generated like pictures. So mine was this rosebud and deep sea creature, deep sea animal. So I'm painting it into a bug. Soothe the hue. Where I think this will be going? No, absolutely not. I don't think I will ever be excluded, because I'm the curator, right? I chose this picture. I chose to change the picture into something that my mind saw. I don't think an AI would have the ability to base it on taste, experience, mood, the shitty thing he went through over the weekend because he ran out of money or whatever, And then my decisions will be varied depending on who I am, and even or day by day, and even between you and me, we pick different things based on our life, based on our emotions, based on our standings, based on our whatever, right? And I don't think an AI or generated thing could take the place, because they don't know when enough is enough. They don't go like, oh, I love this choice of blue. They just go blue, red, and they probably could have an algorithm that theoretically looks good. Like what looks good, because the human has said this combination is what you should look out for. And whenever you have a result based on these principles, it's a keeper, right? Then the AI can just generate, and everything it generates will be beautiful. But that's beautiful because we say what is beautiful, right? So I don't think we are ever going to be replaced in terms of creativity. because we are, like I said, we are the curator of what's cool. We are the filter in between two things, right? But nevertheless, AI, as we can see, can create something that's fascinating and interesting. But that's all only due to the fact that we say stop, or we apply function to it. We can see beyond the veil, of where we could use it, because our mind fills in the gaps, Yeah, sure, Sudhiju, about chess, but chess is a different thing. There isn't a set rule in creating a monster. Chess have a set rule set. It's rock, paper, scissor, extremely advanced rock, paper, scissor algorithms, right? There's a set amount of moves, set amount of combinations you can do, and then you can run AI based on that to outsmart a person. That's way more tangible than create a bug out of a rosebud and a deep sea animal, Pro 42. Yeah, I can see that too. An AI could definitely be just as good as creating something. But again, I don't think a computer or an AI wouldn't enjoy, you wouldn't enjoy it. It would run a program, and the human complexity, I think, is a big thing, that adds like a flair to anything we do. An AI doesn't add that, right? It just I don't know. I doubt we will be replaced, but we will use AI more and more, for sure. But we will still be the curators of what's good and what's not good. Pro 42. Well, yeah, true. I mean, to the point where an AI will have the complexity of a human in terms of mood and choices and selections. I mean, probably you could simulate it in an AI, and then at some point, what would be the difference? Like the whole argument about artificial intelligence and what's it called? That test you do with an AI, and if you can't discern if it's human or not, Truman test? No. The guy that came up with the first computer, what's his name? Not Truman. Anyways, the guy that came up with the first computer. There's a test that you go through to see how well your AI is. Turing, yeah, Turing. Yeah, there we go. Thanks. Yeah, the Turing test is like, if the human is fooled, then you truly have created an artificial intelligence. And you can also, the whole thing about, okay, at what point is it its own entity? At which point is it life? When you have a hard time discerning simulations or a living being, when has it become alive? Which is a fascinating philosophical thing to play around with in your mind. Exactly. Pro 42. Do you think it's air you're breathing? Hey Kirill, how's it going? Yeah, so I'm really fascinating in seeing what you will be doing this week for the Study Monday. Study Monday being we're dipping our toes in AI waters, using AI generated randomness to spark our imagination and to create something based on the result. Kirill, we're using Ganbreeder, and we are creating this week. We're playing around with AI generated images. So you see it. What is this? Right. So we let's say we choose this one. We can make children. We can make them very different from each other, like wider range. Wow, that's fascinating. Or tighter fit, based on that, right? And then when we find something that's fascinating, like a child that's fascinating, like this one, we can then do another layer, and we can crossbreed with things that we've favorited in our account. And then the study is we take the image and then we paint on top of it. So mine was this one, and I'm painting it into a bug. Floating anus, yeah. Yeah, so this is this week's study. So apostrophe ref, if you want to give it a go. It could take 5 minutes only to get a cool image, and then you take that image. I mean, look at that dog and the seashell. That combination, a few clicks, click, 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 and you had a cool image that you could make into a spaceship or whatever. So it's a great way to explore imagination. Kirill, yeah, there's many different ways of exploring imagination, but it's a great way. This is a great way, or a modern way rather, to test the depths of your mind, right? What you see, something that sparks your imagination, and you go, "Ooh, this could be that," and then you take it, and you don't even need to see an image where you want to take it. You just need to be attracted to it. Like, oh, this looks great, and then you just start creating with it. Miguel, fantastic! I'm looking forward to see what you do with it. I think a lot of you will be doing quite some amazing things. And what's cool as well with this, like this randomly generated thing, you can also copy paste, and start experimenting that way. You don't need to stick so close to the original AI generated image. You can just whatever sparks your imagination. I think that's the biggest key here. Is just what looks cool. What makes it attractive. What sparks your imagination, and then you just go and explore and see where you end up. And it's all, if you just spend half an hour doing this, I guarantee you will come up with a cool end result, and all just based on whatever you like, whatever you fancy, whatever sparks your imagination, and how deep you're gonna dive. I mean, the possibilities here are endless, really. And you can even do this for work. You know, if you're gonna have to design a monster and you want to give the client thumbnails, just spend some time doing this. Like this half an hour for a concept. It's not that bad, you know. And if you struggle coming up with randomly cool things based on visual language, you know, the AI could help you with that. It could help you curate your own sense of likes and dislikes. You know, what sticks to your mind, what tickles your fancy, all these things, right? And you can just kick back and let your mind do the hard work, the autopilot of your mind. Yeah, so that's this week's fun. Really looking forward to see what you all create. And I do hope that you take the time to do it and share. Please do it, share it on the Discord for all you people on the YouTubes. The Discord you can find on the Twitch channel. I should actually add it to the post every time. I'll be doing that from now on. So join the Discord and post your study, or post it on the forums also, please. Please. So, stream ended. Again, this week's Study Monday is Ganbreeder AI generated pictures. If you don't know really how to operate the website, I've gone through it a few times on this stream. So just wait until the stream is over and you can rewatch it and you can see how to navigate it, how to make your own results, how to make children, as in offspring based on the same auto-generated principles. So if you want to keep exploring one singular outcome, but it has tons of potential. Rock Knight Studios, yeah, half an hour is over. It just flew by. For you to see, yeah, it's crazy. So I strongly recommend you try this out. It's an extremely fun exercise, and you're bound to come up with something cool. That being said, let's find someone to raid. All right, let's raid Max. He's doing a hilarious character. So as per usual, have a fantastic day. Good night if you're that part of the world. Season 5 is coming. I found what I will do to the intro, outro, and all these things. So it's just a matter of me finishing it. Have a great one. Good luck with exploring Ganbreeder. Cheers, Rock Knight Studios. Thanks for the Twitch Prime. Oh. So juicy Twitch Prime. Okay, we're gonna raid Max. Have a good one, everyone. See you tomorrow.